Hey everybody, it's Micah with the Membership Site Success Show. And today we get the pleasure of talking to Rachel Miller, who runs Moolah. She's agreed to talk with us about her business and share some insights about how she went from not having a membership site really to now having a very successful membership site and some of the cool things that she did along the way. So Rachel, thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Micah. A lot of this has to do with you. You were influential in getting this started because I was sitting on an airplane with you and you told me, you just got to go. You just got to start this thing. Like no excuses, just start. And you even sat there with me with 3x5 cards and like we made an attempt of outlining it during the plane ride. And like I found you like a year later because I was remembering that conversation that we'd had. And I was like, I never thanked you. And I guess it's been almost 18 months later that since the plane ride. But thank you so much for the time that you took with me when I had no name, I had no business, and you took some time to help get over those mindset hurdles that we put in our place from our success. And I owe the world to you.
Well, I think you took a ton of action. So tell me, what did you do? Like what all happened?
So we were on a plane and I told you how I build audiences. And at the time I built, I think I built 3 audiences at the time. I built Quirky Mama. I built it to 2.2 million. I built One Crazy House to over 500,000 fans. And then I built a cat page to, I think it was about 120 at the time. And so I was like, so I was going to teach people how to do this. And you're like, so why haven't you yet? And I'm like, well, I've got this, and I've got this. And you basically said, let's outline what parts you're going to need. And you said that to keep the beginning, like your introduction course content to be about 5 lessons long. I think that's what you said on the plane, or maybe I just interpreted it. I mean, you guys know I'm 18 months, things change. It was like 5 to 7 pieces of content. So I broke down what does it take to become, to grow an audience. And I broke it down into 7 stages. And then we built a course from that. And from the course, we built a membership off of it. And we're nearing 500 members right now.
That's awesome. So tell me, because some people use these things interchangeably. So you say you built a course and then you built a membership out of the course. Talk more about that. What did you add? What's the difference to you?
Oh, the difference is the course. Well, honestly, I kind of thought it was going to be just a course, but the people never left. So you know how when you're giving course support and you've invested them and you're teaching them and you're helping them grow, and then the course is over and they're still there. They haven't gone anywhere and they're not going away anytime soon. You're like, but wait a second, guys, like I have like, this wasn't a lifetime of Rachel coaching, essentially, which is what the course became a little bit. And so I had to learn how to say no and put some boundaries up that then allowed me to have time to build a membership. So the membership then became that ongoing coaching element or the course for life, but you just pay monthly for it.
Nice. Okay. So, and you have close to 500 members now.
In the membership, we've had 2,600 people go through the course so far.
Oh, wow. That's big. So congratulations, first of all.
I know, thank you. Thank you. Like, seriously, you don't know the gift you've given me in that chat on that airplane.
Well, I really am glad it worked out. And I do remember, talking to you and talking about keeping it kind of simple. So what did you feel you had to leave out to keep it simple in the beginning that you wanted to put in?
Oh, I word vomit. So I think the first one I word vomited on them and then they kind of helped me tone it back. So you told me to keep it simple and I tried and I didn't. And then I created this monstrosity and then I cut it back. And now I'm starting actually because we increased our price to add more stuff back into it. So it's been a journey. Like the first version I made, I did not keep the 3x5 cards that I did with you, but I redid it with Post-it notes, and each one of these was one of the lessons. So I think we made 7 modules. So there it is, guys. This was the stage 2 version. The 3x5 cards didn't survive. And yeah, so basically, for those of you who are on a podcast, sorry, this is a file folder. And so I split the file folder, each side of the file folder, into 4 buckets. So I have a total of 8 different boxes. And then in each box, I have a Post-it note and each Post-it note is one of the lessons. And some of the lessons are broken up into pieces. So, and then I've got sketches on them so I can outline what the content's going to be inside the course. And this was the original course right here, all the original Post-it notes and everything on what the content was going to be on the original course. And then what I did from that is I made the lessons, and then as students had questions, we added more volume to it. And we kept adding volume. I know I should have listened to you, keep it simple, until we started to see that people weren't converting as well, and that we were overwhelming people, and we were getting complaints like, where is this? And it was taking so much of our time just to guide people through the course. So then we realized, wait a second, what on earth do we do? We broke all the advice from everyone that had advised us, who said, keep it simple, keep it doable, keep it actionable. And so we took some parts out. And this last version of the course, I added an extra module that kind of added those extra pieces back in, but we spread it out a little bit. So it didn't feel like they were just being dumped with everything all at once.
Gotcha.
It's been a journey. Thank you.
No, yeah, you're welcome. That's awesome. So when you say you are putting a part back in, do they feel like that's a piece of bonus material, or is it part of the core that they do, or how do you position it?
We positioned it as bonus material, and then we also made a resource barn with bonus material. So that way we still have a place for those extras to go, but it doesn't detract from the Keep It Simple plan.
Gotcha. Cool. So, and what exactly are you teaching people to do? Like, who are your customers and what are they learning?
Our customers are any business that has a Facebook page on Facebook. And we're basically teaching them how to go viral, or not necessarily go viral, but how to get engagements. And one of the byproducts of that is to get some virality on your content. So what I mean by a viral is that your content has legs and it starts being shared without you needing to put ad money on it, without you having to push it everywhere. You wake up in the morning and you just find that more people were on your content than they were the day before without you doing anything to make that happen.
Gotcha. So what are your goals with them? Well, let me ask this. Do you sell then like higher level services?
We used to, but that was when we only had a couple students and a couple hundred students. When we got over 1,000 students, we had to cut back on any services that we were providing. We just ran out of time to be able to deliver services and deliver the education. And so we went with the education angle of the business. And it's been a lot of fun seeing pages grow. We've had 34 of our students get a single piece of content to over 10 million people. They had so much engagement that with no ad spend or under $80, I think one person spent $80. So can't say all 34 were organic. So they were able to get content to over 10 million people. So it's really fun to see what's possible when you break steps down and you give someone a formula to follow, that they can do A, then they can do B, they can do C, and then they stay in a membership, because not only can they do that once, they want to stay in a membership so they can see that continually happen in their business. So,
Gotcha. So with your membership, do you have a community aspect?
Yes.
First of all, and when did you introduce it? From the beginning or when?
From the beginning. I'm a talker, so I can't help myself. I have to talk. So yeah, I put them all in a community and we talk all day. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Essentially, I needed an excuse or a place where I could limit myself. And so I limit myself by by the people that are in the membership get the most of my attention. So that way I'm not depleting all of my extrovertedness, and then I'm not having anything left over for clients or for other projects that we have going.
Okay. So first of all, for you, it's a good channel. It's a healthy thing for you to interact with them.
Yes. It's something my team limits me from, if that makes sense. So I love my community. I love being in there. I love talking to them, answering the questions, seeing their success is super exciting for me. I could probably spend all day there in an unhealthy way.
Gotcha. But so, and you say your team limits you, but it limits you to the members, and that means the members, then they get you as their guide within that group. So it's kind of group coaching in that group.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. How much, and this is maybe splitting hairs, so it may not matter, but just out of curiosity, is the conversation in your group mostly led by you, or do they bring up a lot of things also? Is there a lot of peer-to-peer?
A lot of peer-to-peer, and we also have coaches in addition to myself that are in there coaching the group that's there as well. So we have an ads and strategy specialist, and we also have a branding specialist in there.
Gotcha.
And they both have their own businesses that are super successful. And one of them also runs a membership. So kind of cool. She built it through Moolah, through my course. So you've not just affected mine, you've affected other people building memberships. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, of course. And so question for you, just going back to that. What was it, because you had heard, I'm sure, about membership sites and probably positives and negatives. So what was it that made you really, like, what was the factor that convinced you?
I started with a course, and I think it was a little bit of the course content in the sense that the students of the course, when they were finished, they wanted that ongoing hand-holding. I was answering questions, we were doing strategy seats sessions, we were doing hot seats during the course, and when the course was over, they wanted to have that keep going. So that's part of it. And then part of it was the people that were sent to me that gave me like tips. So like you, Roland Frazier, Stu McLaren, you all have said, wait a second, this content is perfect for a membership. So that's the logical next step for you and for your content.
Gotcha. So, and how long have you been doing this, your business?
Just over 18 months. So okay. Yeah, it's been crazy year. So we launched, while I opened it, I was on the plane with you, and like the next week or two, I made the outline of the Post-it notes one I showed you. And then I launched it 3 days later to my audience of 100 people. I launched it literally by saying, do you want to buy this? And holding up my file folder. And 47 of the 100 said yes. And then from there, we officially created the course because I didn't have a course. I didn't have a membership. I didn't have any content for them then. So I created the content, and then we actually launched it January of 2017.
So 47 said they would buy, and then did they buy? Or how many?
No, they bought right then. I only had the cart open for 24 hours.
That's awesome.
Oh, maybe it might have been a little bit more than 24 hours. We closed it on Halloween. It's the worst time. Like if I was logically thinking, so this tells you guys, do not overthink it, okay? And you told me not to overthink it too. It's the worst time of year to sell to moms. Like my audience at the time was primarily moms, moms starting their businesses. And when do you not sell to moms? When they're trick-or-treating with their kids in their neighborhood. When did I sell to moms? Trick-or-treat. So if I can sell to moms, then anyone can sell. Don't put any limitations to yourself.
Gotcha. Did you have to, when you were doing that launch and closing it on Halloween, were you actually having to do stuff like send out emails, or was it all automated? I didn't. Oh, you want a secret? I didn't have any emails until I had, I think, over 500 students. So my 500 students were my first email list. When I'd gotten 500 students, then I went and bought an email server for that one. I did not actually have any emails that I was sending until I had over 500 students. And I only started sending them when my students pitched a massive fit and said, why aren't you sending us emails? So I just use Facebook. So when you say you just used Facebook, sorry, I suck at Facebook. So tell me more about that. When you say Facebook, because there's ads on Facebook, there's building up groups, there's being in other people's groups. So how do you get all this going?
I just made sure I was in their feed all the time. So if your audience is here listening right now and they go on Facebook and they look up Moolah Marketer, and yeah, there's a couple people that are copying me, but the one that's got the big M, okay, that's me. If you go click on and comment anywhere on there, I will follow you for a long time, and you'll see me pop up in your feed over and over again. You'll see my group and conversations in my group, and I basically follow my audience. And by following you, after you see me a lot, you start to get comfortable with me, and you get comfortable talking to me. And next thing you know, you're in my group talking to me all the time. Next thing you know, you're buying from me. So we have about a 1 out of 7 conversion rate from our Facebook group and from our list. So,
wow. So
I stalk you. No, not stalk you. I make sure you're engaging with me regularly on Facebook.
I'm glad you said it, because I was thinking it. I was like, if this wasn't an internet marketing conversation, that would sound a little weird. It's like,
it does sound a little weird.
As soon as I hear from you, I'm just going to follow you forever. And
well, at least 30 days. Okay.
Okay. No, I love it. So that's how you've brought people over. And then have you since then added a lot of email marketing or other types of marketing, or is it still the same?
Yeah, we do some email. We've got, I think, almost I think between 60 and 70,000 on one list. And then we have another list of like 9 or 10,000. We separate our cold and our hot lists. So we do some email marketing now. I mean, we do email marketing, but our primary method of attracting leads, of interacting with leads, keeping our leads hot is using just Facebook.
Okay. And how many people besides you are on your staff managing that?
We've got like 6 people on my team for Moolah. And then in my blogs, I have probably another 6, 7 people.
Okay. So do you consider...
My blogs are still running. Those sites that I told you that I'd grown, they're still running. One of them I've sold, but the other ones I still have a team that runs them for me, and they're still earning income.
And do they drive traffic to this or to a bunch of other stuff?
They drive traffic to other affiliate offers. And I used to sell products, but we got a little spread thin.
Yeah, well, and that's what I think I remember from when I met you is you were already, like, you weren't just blogging or just, oh, I have a website. You were making money from...
solid. Yeah, we were making multiple 6 figures from those websites. So I think one of our sites was up into, I think we've gotten up to a 6-figure a month, but that's like a Christmas thing. It wasn't a regular thing. But yeah, it was multiple 6 figures a year.
No, that's amazing. I mean, that's such a short step. If you're producing content and making money online to making a membership site, it's almost a little too easy for you. But what's maybe a mistake that you made that you would do differently if you could do it over again?
I think I would have started the membership earlier. So I think I was so scared that the membership would add work to my plate that I waited to start the membership until I think I started like 6-7 months later after my first class. Instead of starting it right when my first class ended, starting the membership then, that would have been the logical stage to start the class. If not maybe that first one, maybe the second one. But that way it wasn't, I waited until my 3rd launch before I was like, wait a second, these people aren't going away between launches. I got to do something with them. So I really should have started that a lot earlier.
Gotcha. So if you would have started it earlier, do you think today you would have more active members? Would there just have been more people through the course and gone?
I believe I would have close to 1,000 members if I had done that. So, and that's recurring revenue. So that's stable income, which I love launches. They're awesome. They're exciting. They're thrilling. And they're also like nerve wracking and, stomach churning. You've done launches, I'm sure, right? You know how they're stressful. And I'm one of those like up and downs, like easily stressed people and easily excitable people. And so launches are thrilling and full of like that adrenaline. But at the same time, having that stability that comes from a membership is just, there's just nothing like it. Like you can know that you can depend on it every month. You know that if you deliver, these are your results. To have that consistency that you can trust, that's stable, that lets you then have those fun launches instead of those stressful launches. So I would have started the membership a lot earlier.
Gotcha. And it does make
sense. I mean, everyone told me too. It just, you know how it takes a little while to tell yourself your own advice and to actually take action on it. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I have so many things that I should have already done that I haven't yet.
Yeah. Membership.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful for it. So that would be my thing, would be to have started it earlier in my course path, my value ladder for my course.
So tell me, what's your best strategy? So you talk about engaging people on Facebook and all that. How are you actually getting them to become a member? What's the initial offer that they take to become a member?
Basically, when the course is over, I say, would you like to become a member for ongoing support? If you want ongoing support with me and my coaches, here's the membership. If you don't want ongoing support with me and my coaches, there's our peer support group. So that way I'm not leaving my course alumni in the lurch. They have an option. They can either choose to join for coaching or they can choose to join the peer support. And right now we have about a 25% conversion that goes right into the peer support. And it's not a hard sell. We just open the doors and we close the doors usually 1 to 2 weeks later.
And so this person that we're talking about, they bought a one-time course from you and then this upsell is being made?
Yep, at the end of the course. So they have to complete the content to even get that offer, really.
Okay. And that first content that they buy, how is that structured?
It's like you kind of outlined for me. You have keep it simple steps. And so I have 5 to 7 modules. And then in each module, I originally had 5 lessons, but then those lessons were like 25 minutes long, and that's not really consumable. And so we chunked those lessons down to being all under 15 minutes. Some of them as short as 5 minutes, but most about 10 to 15. So those lessons now, they're shorter and they're more, here's action. So here's the lesson, go take action. Here's the next lesson, go take action. And so it's lots of little steps that each fill up the module. And at the end of the modules, then they get the offer to join the course. Okay. And we also drip it now. We used to not drip the course. So we had some problems with when we weren't dripping the course of people being overwhelmed. And then also as a support team, we were getting questions from all over the place. So it was really hard for us to kind of gauge the answers. So some people were more advanced and the other people were not as advanced. And everyone was like kind of angling for position in the queues, if that makes sense. The questions just got out of hand. So when we started dripping the content, it made it a lot more easy for us to provide support for it. It also made it easier for our students to consume. And it made it really easy to say, okay, well, we finished week 6. Well, now we're going to have our 7th bonus week, which is kind of like our wrap-up week. And then the week after, we're going to have like our closing week. And then after that, we're going to start moving you into makers. So if you want to continue to have this week to week pattern, we spent 6-7 weeks getting them into that pattern, right? So then they're ready for that to keep the pattern going. So it feeds really well into a membership.
That is really interesting. So the delivery of the one-time fee, it's the continuation that they're paying for.
Yes. They're getting the course. And we start the course, they get the first week right away. And then they start week 2 when the sales page closes. So they get week 1 as soon as they purchase. And then the next Monday, they get the 2nd week, 3rd week, 4th week, 5th week. And then after, we have like a couple weeks in there that we take off. So we have implementation weeks. So that's about week 4, we have an implementation week. And I think week 6 or 7, we have an implementation week, which is when I give them like, kind of like a little bit of a pattern break. And that's usually when we do our hot seats. So every day that week we'll get on and we'll look at their pages. So they love that implementation week because they get their pages to be evaluated. And then they also, and their businesses and their sales pages and sales process. And then, so at the end, but they're used to the hand holding. So it progresses very easily into a course, a membership. A course progresses into the membership. Yeah. Totally makes sense.
No, that's perfect. So with the members that you have now, what's your goal as the site owner? What are you trying to build to on the recurring side?
I would like my recurring revenue to completely pay all of my staff and all of my expenses. So that way my launches can do the fun stuff. So we like, I like to use my launches for big dreams and big plans. So like we've built a school in Kenya, we've built wells, we use our launches for big dreams. And as a team, we like to think of what is that big project we want to do as a team that we're going to use this next launch for. And it's fun.
Gotcha. Okay. So how big do you think your market is? Do you see your business being something that can grow 10 times and it's just a matter of you marketing, or?
I think what I need to scale to the next level is a big affiliate. In my last launch, we had Stu McLaren as our affiliate. Before that, I'd had Darren Rose and Jennifer Allwood and Steve Cho. They were my affiliates in the past, but the scale of what the affiliates had produced in the past was a small scale. Stu came on as an affiliate and basically blew it out of the water. And I was like, oh, that's how an affiliate does affiliate launches. Oh, I didn't realize like what that means. So that then changed for me how I did future affiliate launches. Before that, I would just mention, hey guys, here's a product. I didn't like do a launch for it. I didn't like do the whole shebang, right? The emails, the Facebook ads. I just said, here it is. So I saw the power of what happens with an affiliate who does an affiliate launch. And if I could bring on even 3 or 4 affiliates similar to Stu, that would explode my business, I'm sure. That said, I mean, we've got foundations to put in place. I'll probably need like 2 more staff people at least first. And, so there's things that we're getting in place. So that's, I think, my next stage for growth for my business. Is to find and attract some serious affiliates.
I like how simple that is versus, well, I got to increase the conversion of this and this and this and this and make these other things. So it's like, yeah, I'm just
Conversions
a
are
big affiliate.
what's 1 out of 6 and 1 out of 7. So I mean, I don't know if I can get that much better out of a cold audience. Like, so
Right. No, but I've seen the same thing, and I got to see it as a consultant a long time ago, and it was very interesting. It wasn't even on my own product, but building out the Infusionsoft side for a couple of these guys who started launching for each other, and watching that happen, because you would see the launch start and sales are good and whatever, and then when one certain affiliate came in, the whole thing would, it's like more than all the rest put together would happen all of a sudden. It's just like, well, that's one way to do it for sure. And if you, yeah.
And I saw like he cleaned house with all the other affiliates. Like, it's not that the other affiliates could have gotten some more of those sales, but he had a bonus package. None of them had a bonus package. I'm like, oh, you're supposed to have a bonus package. So it's just open up all of these things of what I could do if I was an affiliate to earn income, and how I can train my people to be better affiliates. So that's I think my next stage is how to be a better affiliate and to teach my audience how to do that.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of leverage there. And that's what membership sites are all about. You might as well sell it to more people, right?
Well, it's making a difference in a lot of businesses. So if it's making a difference, I kind of have a duty to help more businesses then. If that's my gifting, and it's making a known change, an obvious change in their lives and in their businesses, then I should probably do all I can to get it out there to more people so I can make more of an impact.
So let me get kind of a tip or an idea from you in general for all these other people who have membership sites about what you do. So when you talk about how you train people to make their Facebook stuff, more viral or more engaging or whatever, what's a tip or two that kind of low-hanging fruit that people can know about that?
Whenever you look at a post that you're writing, who is it talking about? Is it talking about you and your content and your stuff, or is it talking about your reader? If your content is about your reader, if it makes them look good, if it makes them feel good, if it makes them and their lives better and something that they can see could make somebody else's life better, then they're going to be more willing to share it. They're not going to share your experience on a stage. They're not going to share your, story of what happened to you. They're not going to share necessarily your tips on how to fix this catastrophe, because when they say that, they're saying, I have that catastrophe in my life. So they're not going to share that or comment on it, because they're like basically holding their hands up saying, yeah, that was me that screwed up. Sometimes people are willing to do that, but you'll get more people who are willing to say, hey, I will help you make your life better. Your reader making their friends' lives better. So if you can position your content in a way that puts your reader on the spotlight and puts your reader on the stage, instead of you and your product on the stage, you will grow. Your readers will make it happen.
That's awesome. Thank you. I always like this because I get asked my selfish questions, because I need to do better there as well. So that's great advice. I'm just trying to think of any other questions. So let's talk about some of the technology you use. So what do you use for marketing now, like for your email, for example?
For email, we are on Drip. So we were on ActiveCampaign, had some deliverability issues. We're on Drip, and then we also started having deliverability issues. And then I realized the problem is not the email provider. The problem is me and my headlines, and I need to practice my own medicine that I say with Facebook, don't use spammy headlines. Well, guess what I was doing with my email? So it just took me, 2 providers to learn this. So ActiveCampaign was a great provider. I just didn't know what I was doing. And Drip is also a good provider now that I know a little bit more about what I'm doing. So yeah.
Gotcha.
We've been running our stuff through Postmark and through MX Toolbox to help us increase our deliverability rates. So, and we've gotten our deliverability rates to, I think we range between 40 and 80% when we're not in a launch. When we're in a launch though, we see those rates just drop. And that's what is that punch in the stomach. And it's because I use those spammy words like cart closed, sign up now, buy this, So trying to find the ways to still do that. So I use email. That's what I use for email. Then we have Wishlist is what we're running our site on. Mm-hmm. And we're looking into Infusionsoft because I know that Memberium works on Infusionsoft. That just seems so confusing. It's like such a big step for for this non-tech girl. We use Facebook and for the majority of our marketing. We're also marketing now through LinkedIn. And that's I think almost all the tech that we have.
That's awesome. So tell me this, Would you consider your membership site an advanced site? Like, do you have a lot of bells and whistles, or is it just the content, the community, and
content, the community, and I like the way we've had it laid out. So we have it laid out with like a welcome sequence. Even in our course that kind of says, here's where you start, this is what the course looks like, so you can navigate the course content. So I love that about the course. I love having like a flow, an entry point for people, almost like an entry path before they enter the real content.
Gotcha. So I don't think there's anything else to ask, but what I want to say is, since you've been so nice to come on and share all of this, how do people get in touch with you if they're interested in learning more about what you do or your course or anything?
Yeah, I'm at rachelmiller.com. You can find me on my URL, which is moolah.life. Can get on the wait list for my course. And I'm on Facebook. The Page Strategies is my Facebook group where we give away all of our secrets for free.
Nice. I like the, anyway, sorry, I was just thinking of the spammy headlines.
Well, yeah, yes, exactly. That's why I'm having problems with my email, man.
No, it's great. And we'll put links to all that underneath the video. But is there anything else that you'd want to share with other membership site owners who are thinking about taking the plunge?
I liked what you told me, which was keep it simple and just make your outline 5 to 7 cards. You can start with your progressive path, like how you're going to bring people through your content with just 5 3x5 cards, and just do it now. Like literally just do it on your airplane ride. It's that simple. You might have to redo it after you're on the airplane ride because you realize, wait a second, this doesn't make logical sense. But then the second time you make it, launch it as is. You can launch it with just your file folder. You don't have to have a fancy launch with videos and sequences. Do I have those now? Yes. Did I start like that? No. Was it super successful when it started? Yes. Is it super successful now? Yes. But it doesn't need all of the bells and the whistles to be a successful membership and to be a successful course. So if you're looking at those bells and whistles and you're like, oh my word, I can't do that, just don't. You can scale it back and make it doable for you. So
I love it so much. That's perfect advice.
That's what you told me. So
that's why I love it. No.
I know, it's from you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we'll end right there, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Micah.